What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the best team in FIFA. What is the best team in FIFA, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you. The best team in FIFA is when I take your guys' favourite teams, usually within a certain budget or with certain stipulations, play with them in some of the divisions, our higher divisions, and let you know if I like them or not. Today I've gone for a bit of a budget team. What I noticed a lot this weekend League was a lot of people getting into the Weekend League for the first time, or just a lot recently got the game, were expecting the game for Christmas. So I thought, let me put together a budget team that people could potentially take into the Weekend League. And this one, although can't be used for this Weekend League, will be able to be used for future Weekend Leagues or just in divisions to help learn the game. And of course, as always, there will be like alternative players that you could upgrade, downgrade, or replace where you personally see fit. Now, if we get a thumbs up on this video, let's try and go for 10,000 likes today. That'd be much appreciated. And if you're thinking, my God, your camera quality is bad, I know. I've got a new desk coming. My desk is gonna go there. The lighting is it's new house. Teething problems. I apologise. It's too late. I apologise. Anyway, as per usual, guys, we're going to start with the defence. Not a silver goalkeeper, and then we're going to look at chem styles. We're going to look at player instructions, and we're going to go from there. And the first player in this team is not David De Gea, because that is not a 50k budget. It is Jack Butland, and then in at right back, we've got someone that I haven't used yet in FIFA by way of Seamus Coleman. And he's actually got a really, really good card. Next up, guys, we have got ourselves Gary Cahill. Again, a player that I haven't really used, to be perfectly honest with you. And another player I haven't used. And this is why I like picking these teams, your guys' teams, because you guys introduce me to players that I typically wouldn't use. And that is Joel Matip. And then at left back, it is not a BPL player, because we like to make hybrids here. It is Grimaldo. Not the informed version, the regular version. So this is the defensive setup. What did I like about this team? I like the fact that it's well-rounded. Jack Butland, for me, is personally the best goalkeeper in the game. I've used a lot of goalkeepers. I've played nearly 200 games with him. Getting to Elite 1 this Weekend League with Jack Butland in goal. As I said before, Seamus Coleman, for me, has got a really nice card. Good defending and physical, nice pace with an anchor card. He's going to be absolutely amazing. Joel Matip is huge. 6'5". Good pace, great defending, lacks a little on physical. It's interesting with him because you could do two things. You can go anchor and just boost him like generally as a player. Alternatively, you could go shadow and boost that defending, but then you are risking lack of physical, which could be a problem, although he's 6'5". Or alternatively, you could go for sentinel, boost defending and physical, and risk not having the bonus pace. I think for us, for Seamus Coleman, it's definitely going to be an anchor chem style, not a shadow chem style. And I think for Matip, we're also going to start him on anchor as well. It may be one of those ones where you just enjoy a shadow on Matip, but for me personally, I think anchor has got to be the key chem style there. We then move across to Cahill, guys. Cahill again lacks physical. Now that is one of the biggest problems of this whole team. Is that, of this defence, in fact pretty much the whole team looking at it, it does lack a little bit of physicality, but it'll be interesting to see how it fares against Division 1 and Division 2 teams. I'm again going to give Gary Cahill an anchor chem start, and then for Grimaldi, again, he's got good pace, defending and physical are a bit lacking, but again, could be one of those ones where you could go shadow on him. Or alternatively, you could go anchor, or you could even, I wouldn't recommend sentinel on him, but you could do it. So we've gone for anchor across the back four, and then for the goalkeeper, I'm going to give him glove. I believe it's glove, it is glove. Boost up that diving, that handling, and that positioning. See what we can get out of Jack Butland there in goal. So that is the defence, guys. For player instructions on this defence, we go for stay back while attacking for our right back, stay back while attacking for our left back. Everything else should just be left as default. Nothing else is changed. In terms of value of these players, Jack Butland is currently coming in at 2,500 coins, nice and cheap. Grimaldo is 800 coins, Cahill is 2,200 coins, Matip is 1,900 coins, and Coleman is 1,200 coins. So a super cheap defence there. And there's no question that some of you guys may already have in your club some better players to fill in these gaps. You know, you can use any BPL right back you want. In this instance, we've got Coleman. If you've got Bellerin, if you've got Walker, if you've got Nathaniel Klein, use them. Don't worry about it. If you've got Chris Smalling instead of Cahill, use him. Don't worry about it. If you've got Sacco instead of Matip, or Smalling instead of Matip, or Bailly instead of Matip, use them. It's not a problem. Use who you want to use. No bother at all. In at CDM, guys, we have got Nemanja Matic. I'm so glad that I saw him in this team. For me, best CDM in the game outside of Patrick Vieira. He does need one strong link, as does Cahill. So going forwards, like, you could use Kurt Zuma, you could use, as I say, you could use like Smalling, but then you'd need a strong link to Matic. But generally for this team, you know, you can fit almost anyone in there. It's not a problem. On the left midfield spot, or the left centre midfield spot, we've got the most expensive player in the team, and that is the informed PZ. He's only just been in packs this week, but his card does look very, very good. In at centre midfield here, we have got Fernandinho, and this is again a spot on the team where you could actually put in pretty much any BPL midfielder that you specifically wanted. It depends what you like and how you play. And then in at the cam spot, we've got Firmino, and in fact, you couldn't put in any BPL midfielder instead of Fernandinho. You do need it to be Fernandinho. So that is the midfield. So let's take again a look at the chem stars. So for Nemanja Matic, you could go shadow with him, which I would advise, for the simple fact that his physical is so high anyway that that big pace and defending boost is going to be very, very nice for your team. For someone like Fernandinho, he's actually got a really well-rounded card, so you could do whatever you want with him based on your style of play. If you've got a defensive style of play, an anchor would be good for him. If you've got an attacking style of play, a hawk or a maestro would be good for him. If you rely on pace, a hunter card might be good for Fernandinho. Me personally, I'm going to apply the maestro chem style to him. I think that's where it suits him best. And then for PZ, very much the same. He's got decent physical, really well-rounded stats outside of defending. So I just want to boost what's important on him, in my opinion, and what's important for me in the game. And that's his dribbling, his shooting, and his passing. So we give PZ the maestro as well. And then at the cam spot for Roberto Firmino, now because he is a cam and not a centre midfielder, you really want to enhance that shooting and that passing. Again, in my opinion, you guys may well disagree. You can put whatever chem styles you see fit on your players. So I'm going to give Firmino a dead eye, just to really allow him to be the creative midfielder that I want, and to also have the opportunity to score goals. So that is a midfield. In terms of the prices, Firmino is 2,700, PZ is 19,000. So if you just remove PZ and put any other Benfica centre midfielder in there, you are giving yourself the same team but for way cheaper. Nemanja Matic is super, super cheap, coming in at 9,000 coins. And Fernandinho is 4,200 coins. Up front, guys, the two strikers. We have two Brazilian strikers this time around. We start off with Alex Pato. Obviously, the X5 star skill. He used to have like an insane card. Now he's just got a good card. He's kind of like fallen from the graces in the FIFA world, trying to rebuild. And then the other striker is probably easy to guess who it's going to be, and it's going to be Jonas. So if you have the Squad Builder Challenge version of him, you can use him, no problem at all. If you don't, obviously the gold Jonas is who we're using. Jonas goes for 2,200, Alex Pato for 900 coins. This total coin value for this team on Xbox One as of time of building this team is 46,600 coins, and on Xbox is 54,600 coins. Of course, that doesn't take into consideration the chem stars. However, other than Shadow on Matic and the Hunter that I'm going to put on Pato, there really isn't much value for the chem stars. Like, they're not that expensive, and you could probably buy Pato with a Hunter card on him for cheaper than you could buy a Hunter card. So bear that in mind when you're building this team. For Jonas, I'm not going to be giving him a pace boost. He's already got 72 pace. A pace boost would only put him to 82. He's got such good shooting and dribbling. That's what I'm going to improve. I'm going to give him, I think it's the sniper card. Where are we at? Yeah, it is a sniper card. I'm going to boost that dribbling, boost that shooting, and just hopefully be able to abuse his shooting qualities rather than any kind of pace. Now, for the rest of the team, for our instructions for the attack, I don't want to apply fitness. Player instructions. We want to set our two strikers to stay central and get in behind for both of them, even for Jonas, even though he doesn't have the pace. The rest of the midfield stays the same, except for Matic, who stays back. where we stay back while attacking. Everything else is default. And in terms of custom tactics, guys, all we do is set that to cover instead of offside trap. Everything else remains the same. So this is the team. I am going to have to put a fitness card and a contract on Gary Cahill here. Let's throw a contract on him. Let's throw a fitness card on him. Boom. So many consumables in this club. I need to get rid of them eventually. This is the team. I am in Division 2 right now, I believe. So we're going to be playing Division 2 and potentially Division 1 games with this team. The bench is just going to be filled up with a very budget set of players as well. Players worth anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 coins that anyone can have. And I may well use subs. And going forwards for the best team in FIFA, guys, if you wish to submit your team with chem styles, with player instructions, with custom tactics, and with a bench, then feel free to do so. Because I just do it on my interpretation right now, which may make this team play wholly different to how the person that actually plays with it. So for this episode, I'll put on random subs, cheap subs, like I say 1, 2, 3k, because I will be making subs. I think it's important, especially in the high divisions, to make subs late on in games. I think it can be game changing, and to be able to do that is massive. Nobody doesn't make subs in FIFA, and if they don't, they're probably letting themselves down a little bit and conceding more goals than they should and not scoring as many as they could because they don't make the substitution. So I'll take it upon myself this time around to put a good bench on. I'll show you guys what the bench is now. So what I've gone for on the bench, guys, is a very good mix of everything you're going to need for every specific circumstance. And again, the bench, it can be whatever you want, but I'll explain why I've gone with who I've gone with. So I've gone for a fullback in Mariano, super cheap, good pace, good well-rounded stats, and will be able to come on as a sub for either Coleman or Grimaldo if needs be. If their stamina levels are low and they're suffering, bring him on. And I always like to have a good centre back on the bench, just in case of a red card, and then also in case of needing just to, again, shore up that defence. If I'm not enjoying the way centre-back's playing, like if Cahill's just getting abused by pace for a team that I come up against, I could just bring Williams in, a little bit extra pace, good defending and physical on him as well. And in fact, like, I personally would play Williams over Matip. I know Matip there, clear as day, has every better stat with the exception of physical, but I personally believe Williams is the better defender. We've got a CDM, very important to the team. You'll find that if you're in a real tough game, a back and forth game, your central defensive midfielder will just lose stamina quite quickly because they're up and down the field. So Coquelin to come in there. And again, for a cam instead of Firmino, we've got Sigurdsson, super cheap, really well rounded, fantastic shot, great free kicks. Doesn't have 4-star skill moves, but is good. And we've got some pace merchants for the attackers. You can bring Salah or Gradel on for the striker or for the outside midfielder for Fernandinho or for Pizzi, and then Bakambu for either of you two strikers if you're struggling. So that's the bench I've gone with, guys. This is the 50k team. Let's get into the gameplay. So guys, as we go into the gameplay, the first opponent we come up against has got 96 Ronaldo, Landon Donovan, Jari Litmanen, Lalas, and then an incredible team around it. Not ideal on chemistry, Kante is off chem, Sanchez is off chem, Alba is off chem, sorry, but the team is just unreal, and I thought this would be a really good test to start things off to see how well this team might do. Now I want to thank once again Oriz Gaming, who sent this team in. And the reason why I want to thank Oriz Gaming for sending this team in is because it was absolutely phenomenal. I built the team, and I liked a few things about it. I liked the fact that it had Nemanja Matic in there. I've used Grimaldo's inform a fair few times, and I like him. Butland is obviously OP. The two centre-backs are good, not necessarily great. I was interested to see how they would perform in Division 2. Bear in mind, this is Division 2. And I'm a huge fan of Jonas, or Jonas as he's actually pronounced. You guys know I use players like Jonas and like Adariz last year's game a lot, and they're still OP as hell. If you've got a striker that's clinical in finishing, you don't need the pace as long as you know how to play their style. We did end up going 2-1 down against our opponent here, and then we got back in the game with Firmino here. Really lucky to get the goal there, but the goal was coming. I was dominating my opponent here in Division 2 with the super team. You'll see as well, I made some subs. I bought on Sigurdsson, I bought on Salah, and it was the difference in this game. I said to you guys, there will be games where making subs will be the difference, and that's why I put the bench on that I put on. Sigurdsson's like 1,000 coins, it's not expensive. and he was the guy that scored the goal for us. He put us 3-2 up, and that is how that game ended. So game one, Nemanja Matic picking up a man of the match performance. Matip was great, Cahill was great, Coleman was great. As long as you're aware that the team that you're playing with isn't a speed team, you know, like the fastest man on the pitch is Grimaldo and Pato with 86 pace. You've then got PZ with 83 pace. Not a single player on the team has more than 80 pace other than those three. And that was surprising to me because the team felt just great. It just felt so good. And I wonder if it's because of the formation and the play style that you're kind of forced to adopt that it ended up playing really well. I thought Pizzi was great, by the way. The second team we come up against is actually a very cheap team in itself. Not too dissimilar to what we've got going on here, just a full BPL team rather than a hybrid. You know, he's got Winston Reed in there, which is great. He's got Mankilo at right back with a shadow chem style, which I think is fantastic. He's got Boney up front, who Bateson swears by. Bateson used Boney in some Division 1 games, I believe, and just absolutely ruined people with him. But bear in mind, we just came off the back of a 3-2 win in a dominant performance against a super team. So, you know, my spirits were high, and straight off the kickoff, I run down the wing, get inside with Pato, play it into the on-rushing Jonas there, and a beautiful finish to put us 1-0 up. Off the corner of my opponent, Pato picks up the loose ball here, and the counter of dreams is on. Pizzi breaking forwards. He doesn't know who to mark. It's a 4v2. Eventually, I play the ball to Jonas, get into the box. That low-driven shot across the keeper. Fantastic. I don't know what his finishing or his weak foot is. What did we put on him? We put a sniper on Jonas. Let me have a look what he goes to with a sniper on. So he goes to 97 positioning, 99 finishing, 80 shot power and 84 long shots, 95 volleys and 98 penalties. Looking at what it actually improves, sniper is not probably the best thing for him. You're probably going to want to give him finisher because that boosts him up to 99 long shots, 95 volleys, 93 pens, 95 shot power and 92 finishing. It's actually a much better chem style for a shooter, for someone, you know, someone that's going to be putting the ball in the back of the net. However, his 99 finishing opposed to his long shots and shot power was just phenomenal. He just put everything in the back of the net every chance he had, and I really enjoyed using him. You'll see some of the goals he scores here. He just tucks them all away straight off the kickoff here. Pato with the roulette, the fake shot past the defender, the low driven shot again, and again it was one of those situations where, let me go take a check at Pato with a hunter card. It was one of those situations where Pato was just deadly. He goes to 97 pace and 87 shooting. And in that 87 shooting, he gets 94 positioning, 89 finishing, and 87 shot power, which is great. And there's Jonas again with a goal. And we are in, like, you know, I don't want to dismiss people or their teams because it's what it is. But we're in Division 2. It's not like we're in Division 10 here, like, taking on players that haven't really played FIFA before or just haven't got very good teams or anything. Like, these dudes are in Division 2, potentially Division 1. And we're melting them. 6-1 in the second game. Pato with 2 assists and a goal. Jonas with 4 goals and 2 assists. From the 6 goals, he was involved in all 6 of them. And you can see, my opponent did create some chances. A fair few long shots, a few good opportunities he just didn't take. And that's Butland being OP again. I had a bit more possession. Pass accuracy was very similar. But you can see from my 9 shots and 8 on target, I managed to put 6 of them away. And that is just a testament to how good this team is in attack. I thought this team was just brilliant. It's hard to explain what makes a team tick, what makes it work. Like, for me, honestly, it's hard to understand why the person that sent this team in put this team together. We go into the next opponent, and another quite a strong OP BPL team, Bahrain. Also has Fernandinho, Pereira, Coutinho there, Vardy, Martial. Much better team than we've got. You know, we couldn't afford this team with the team that we've got here. So again, it was going to be a good test to see how we can perform against another strong OP team in Division 2. And things again started off really well for us. But yeah, when I look at this team, I look at it and I think, why not just sell? What I would personally do, if somebody sent this team to me and said, how would I improve this team, which is what we're playing with now, I would say get rid of Grimaldo, get rid of Pizzi, get rid of Jonas. Get rid of Pato and turn it into a full BPL team. Go and get yourself Kante, who you could just replace straight for PZ. They're about the same price. Go and get yourself Clichy at left back, very similar price to Grimaldo. Go and get yourself any 2 super cheap BPL OP strikers, Rashford and Musa, super cheap, very fast. And then you've got yourself a hell of a team. However, I'm glad that this wasn't just a typical OP sweat BPL team, because it was unbelievable. I know I keep saying it, but look at the play. I wasn't sure on the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I played with it a lot earlier on in the start of FIFA 17. It was like one of those formations that the pros kept going to. Me personally, I prefer the 4-3-2-1, so this was going to be, you know, another eye-opener for me to see how well this formation plays. And after playing with this team in D2 against the teams that I came up against, I sat there and thought to myself, I might try this now. I might, for weekend league, this weekend coming, I might switch to a 4-1-2-1-2 because it's so strong in the midfield. You got the 1-2s for days. You got so many runners around you, so much ability around you. And bear in mind, we put some player instructions on, but we didn't put any custom tactics on. We literally just set it up as cover instead of offside trap. And then on top of that, we go counter attack and attacking from kickoff. I never ever play defensive. I just finished Elite 1 in the weekend league. And I played 40 games attacking, counter-attack. I love attacking in this game because people don't expect it. People expect and assume anti-FIFA is the way forward. So people set up ready to play against someone who's going to be defensive, slow, just hold possession and haul the ball out. But not me. I prefer to play attacking, creative football. My strong point in FIFA has always been my offense, never really my defense. I have improved defensively this year. But in general, my strongest point has always been offense. And you can see again here, absolute destruction in the scoreline 7-1. But again, my opponent had a lot of good opportunities. He just couldn't score them. Butland was just crazy good again. So we get another win on the board in D2. That is now the third win out of 3. And for our final opponent, we come up against a 4-3-2-1 Bundesliga team. Again, he's got some OP players in there. Gustavo Bellarabi. He's got a Hunter card on Chicharito. He's got an informed centre-back. Socrates in there as well. He's got Bremer, the legend card. Like, that is a strong team, you know. And again, we're coming in with a 50k team. I'm not saying my team is weak. I'm not saying the team we're playing with is bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a budget team with budget players. It's got a couple of key players in there. Firmino, I think, is just super underrated this year in FIFA. Matic, I think, is massively underrated. Butland, I think, is massively underrated. And that's like the core of the team right there. And then I was worried about Pato. I'd used him before in a draft once and I didn't like him. But for some reason, I think the Hunter Chem style was just really, really good for him. Obviously, putting him up to 97 pace, getting him like 86 or 87 shooting. He was just great. And here's Jonas getting through on goal. He backs off expecting the cutback. So I took the driven shot across goal. Great block. He passes it out to me. Pato is there. Can't finish that one, but I was in the ascension at this point in the game. We end up getting the ball back again. Jonas with the fake shot gets into the space, and you don't need pace on a striker to do what I just did there. You do not need pace, you just need ability. And I tell you, even though I said I think the sniper is probably not the best chem style for him, perhaps finisher or something else with good finishing stats rather than upping his volleys and penalties is the way forward. I think the sniper helped him in the sense that the fake shots were so much cleaner because his dribbling stats were higher. We end up going 3-1 up with another Jonas goal. And after that goal went in, my opponent had decided that that was enough. He didn't want any more. So we got 4 wins out of 4 with this team. Against one absolute super team, against 2 really strong OP teams, and against 1 really cheap team. So I've shown here, this team is capable to win Division 2 at an ease and to beat super teams, which means it's almost definitely good enough to win Division 1 with this team. So to the dude that sent this in, yeah, would I consider this the best team in FIFA? Sure, why not? If somebody came to me and said that I'm going to use this for the rest of FIFA and only upgrade when someone gets an inform, I'd say yeah, do it, because it is an amazing team. I personally prefer certain different defenders. I would go with Smalling and Bailly in defence instead of Cahill and Butland. That would leave Matic 1 link short, so I'd play perhaps Oscar instead of Firmino, and then everything else is the same. But in general, you can see from the stats here, 4 games, no goals for Butland, of course, he's not going to score. Coleman, 4 games, no goals, but was magnificent. Matic, 4 games, no goals, and Cahill, 4 games, no goals. But again, both centre-backs, I didn't notice them. I wasn't sitting there thinking like, oh my god, I wish I had the pace of Bailly, or I wish I had the strength of Smalling. They were just great. Matic, 4 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. Fernandinho didn't do anything in terms of creative offensiveness, but was actually a very good player. PC only got the 2 assists, no goals in his 4 games. Then the attacking trio, we got 3 goals and 5 assists from Firmino in 4 games. We got 3 goals and 6 assists from Pato in the 4 games. And then we got 9 goals. And is that 3 assists, I believe, in 4 games for Jonas in Division 2. He's got 72 pace, and I'm not even boosting his pace. I'm boosting his shooting and dribbling. He is the star man on this team, and he was absolutely incredible. I highly recommend anyone that is struggling with coins and struggling to find a cohesive team to use this team. Might only be 50k, you could probably get it for a bit cheaper, and again, if you use any other Benfica midfielder instead of PZ, you can wipe 20,000 coins off this and make it a 30k team. It's amazing. Try it out, test it out in the high divisions, in the low divisions, in the tournaments, whatever you want, test it out, because I think that this is a great, great team. This, though, guys, will be the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.